And you know why? Because Saturday's canceled. So there'll be no parking lot this weekend. Um, which is kind of good, bad. I might have to come on over the weekend. Like I said, it's just been a trying time lately. We got some things going on in the real life bracket, and like I said, I'm not open to discuss those. But um, the good news is, like I said, no Saturday. The good news is they issued the big news this week. Doctor Who streamed 56 million times last year. You know, remember that show that, Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall were killing? It was like the highest rated box set, something like that, and the second highest rated stream for BBC iPlayer. Yet they'll keep showing you this little bar graph of the overnight figures, yet never mention that the lowest rated show so far in the modern series happened during Moffat Capaldi. But like I said, that kind of wasn't their fault. If I was them and I knew there was like a big tournament going on, I'd have skipped the week. Sure, there've been fans who've been a bit upset, but I'd have rather skipped the week than, put an episode on and it scores 2.89 million on the overnights. Now, if I remember right, it got up close to 4 on the catch-up. I'd have to go back and double check that one. It was the Eaters of Light. But like I said, they're sticking the finger in everybody's face, showing these charts of the overnight views going down, but at the same time, they're not showing the charts for any of the other shows whose views are going down. You see, because that doesn't fit the context, that doesn't fit the narrative. They have to just keep showing you these net numbers that are going lower, but they're not showing you that every other number is going lower. Heck, I think even some of the reality shows are down from what they used to get. And that's because terrestrial TV is going the way of the dinosaur. It's on its way out. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a chance that, the RTD era, when it pops on, of course there's going to be a lot of overnight views, at first, because people are going to want to see what's going on right away. They don't want to have to wait for it to stream. And like I said, that's the same thing happened back in Series 11. And then what did they do? They took a year off. They did the same thing to Capaldi after his one run. I think that was 2016, something along that line. They took a year off. And then the ratings dropped even further. Now, the good news is, like I said, we got to look forward to the future, of course. RTD coming in, new Doctor, new era. We got the 60th anniversary coming later this year. I know it's still hard to imagine. Yeah, it is later this year. Seemed like it was a billion miles away there for a bit. Wow, I don't see any of the usual suspects on here yet. That's funny. They know what time we're on. I die laughing because, we got other channels that are supposed to be better than mine. They keep sending people over here to rant off nonsense. And I'm like, if I'm such a non-entity and I'm such a non-threat or I'm not a shock to the system, why do you give a damn what I say? I keep telling these guys, because you're sneaking over here to get your info half the time. Ugh. Problem is, though, there's some folks who don't want to be exposed to the truth. They don't want to see the fact that these arguments like, Nardi and the bully are putting up are total utter rubbish. They don't want to accept that. They want to accept that I hate it, therefore everyone else must do so. It's like a chant. It's like a mantra or something. I actually see them sitting there in temples, rubbing beads or, contemplating their navels. The show must suck. The Doctor is not allowed to be female. Blah, 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 blah. But I've alienated half my audience. I love how these guys come over and say that. It's like, if this person knew half the truth. I lost a lot of my audience when I took 2 months off during COVID. Okay, I was really in a funk at that time. And I barely came online, if you notice. If you go back, look over that span of time back in 2020, and that's when a lot of my viewership dropped. It was way before all this, well, actually, it was well after a lot of that had hit. It's my own fault. Yeah, but like I said, you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep charging forward. You got to keep being, trying to stay positive in a world full of negative. Oh, there's a car over there and there's a light blinking in it. I think it's a self-destruct. Okay, wait, no, it's still blinking. What the hell is that? Probably a car alarm, but I'm like, people still have car alarms? But then again, we're even low-jacking the baby Jesus these days. That's kind of bad when you find out you got to put a tracker on your baby Jesus because people are stealing it out of the nativity sets. And some churches have even chained the baby Jesus down to make sure it doesn't get taken out of the nativity set. Jesus in Chains. Sounds like the name of a rock group. But okay, so 56 million streams last year. And that's Doctor Who Series 1 through, 12 and 13, somewhere on that line. So no, the stream numbers have not gone down. So what's everybody up to on a Friday morning? Me, I'm getting ready to go into the building behind me and lose 9 hours of my day. I don't know why. Car alarms are just annoying. They don't really solve any problems. And you're skilled, you're a skilled thief and have that thing out of there undone in like 30 seconds. Ugh. Meanwhile, back in the parking lot, Dr. Freedom just had a break with reality. It's just the car that this alarm is in. That's what puzzles me. It's a car no one would steal. I'm not kidding. Ugh. Plus, the security here is actually pretty good. Well, I wasn't going to mention any of that, honey. Trust me, I know what kind of day you're going to have, and it sucks. Yeah, but 56 million streams, it's just hard to imagine it. Especially, when you've got people out there trumpeting that the show died in 2017. And I'm like, that's funny. It's 2023, and they're currently filming the next season. The 60th anniversary episodes are in the can and done. Not to mention the last episode, The Power of the Doctor for the Chibnall Whittaker era was a powerhouse of what the 50th anniversary should have been. Just contemplating it. But like I said, I can't complain. I guess it's 18 degrees out here this morning, come to think of it. And it's supposed to be getting warmer. I guess in the next week it's going to be in the 50s. Well, you can use whatever term you like. You can use series, you can use season. Mainly, I know over there they use series, but in America they use season. Either way, it's the same thing, really. Except when you go to buy DVDs these days, then it's something series volume this, something series volume that. I remember back when you could get a Blu-ray or a DVD for that matter, where you had the widescreen and the full screen edition on one disc, all the special features with that on one disc, and now you've got to buy either the special edition or the white color edition or the full edition or the you got to buy the full screen edition or the widescreen edition just so they can make money off you. And then I quit buying Family Guy, a show which I loved, when they started splitting the seasons on the DVD releases. And I'm like, are you shitting me? It became such and such series volume 1, and they were cutting the seasons in half, if not more. And I'm like, you want me to pay how much for like 10 episodes of one season? That's the deal. But like I said, also we've got more DVDs than I know what to do with, and ugh. But it's just, all these little things they do to make money. Who would want the full screen edition anymore anyway? The pan and scan. I don't get. Well, James Gunn has, like I said, he put out a video talking about some of the things that are going to be coming out. What pisses me off is you already had a Swamp Thing series. And it was really freaking good. And they canned it after the first season. Now, that wasn't James Gunn's fault, and that wasn't anybody's fault, but the fact that they were supposed to... All right, here's the story I heard about the Swamp Thing series. They were supposed to be getting a certain amount of revenue from the state for filming in that state, and then the state reneged on the deal. And that's why they pulled it. Now, like I said, the Swamp Thing TV series was really freaking good. I'm not kidding. But yeah, now he's going to bring it back as some kind of horror type movie, and I'm like, okay. Now, the thing is this: you got to remember, James Gunn is literally being handed. Oh gosh, what's the best way to describe it? A dumpster fire, and he's got to put the dumpster fire out and then rebuild the dumpster. Because what happened is somebody, and I guarantee you this happened. It's my opinion, but I can see it clearly as day. When the Avengers movies started hitting big, all of them did. All of them were hitting big. Somebody at DC goes, why aren't we doing that? Maybe we should do something. And instead of playing the long game, which is what Marvel did. Because remember, it all started with Favreau and Iron Man. And it built on that over years. It wasn't just boom, 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 They tried to throw everything at you at once to play catch up. Hell, you didn't even get a Batman movie. The Flash movie has yet to be released. But all of a sudden, you've got Dawn of Justice. You've got, Man of Steel throwing stuff in it. And then you got where they tried to basically combine Superman and Superman 2 into one movie. And all this stuff. And then, like I said, you had Batman versus Superman, which they were cashing in on for the comic book to try to get people to come in and watch it. And like I said, I feel bad because I was really not looking forward to Ben Affleck as Batman. And then when I saw his performance, I was thinking, oh God, they wasted him on this. Now, while he did get appearances, say in Suicide Squad, things like that, he never got his own movie. And like I said, the Flash movie is now going to be the reset point for the whole DC franchise. And I'm like, dude, you might as well just start over from the drawing board. Because Ezra Miller has been really bad. It's another one of them classic cases of you really should have done your homework on this person before you gave him a leading role in your universe. And makes me feel bad for the guy playing Aquaman, because I actually like his performances, and it'll give me about half an hour to remember his name. I guess I'm having one of those days. I can remember some names off the top of my head, and then well, folks, I just looked at the time anyway. I got to get going. I'm a minute or two over. All right, take care, everybody. Please remember, have a great weekend. If I don't see you before Monday, yeah, Henry Cavill, like I said, I liked him as The Witcher more than I liked him as Superman, and now he's out of that. Okay, so on that note, bye, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Jason Momoa, thank you. Take care. If I don't see you before Monday, have a great weekend. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Have a great Friday.